Aviation is in my blood and soul. I've flown radio-controlled aircraft, ultralight-powered parachutes. I've scratch-built a Minimax Eros Light Sport, flown numerous light planes, and am now flying for fun in my RV4. I have a passion for anything that flies, and I live by the words, work hard, play harder. So follow along as I do both. Alright guys, so as you can see, a lot has changed on the plane. I've been working my tail off, trying to keep making forward progress. I know I haven't been all that great about putting out any sort of build videos, and I've got a bit in this one, but not a whole lot of content. I'm going to try and do better. Part of the problem is, I've only been doing stuff that you see in 100 other videos, and, I don't want to bore you guys. I want to keep everybody entertained and invested in what I'm doing here. We've got the landing gear done. She's on her wheels. I've got the tail just about done. All this has just been basic welding, following the plans, for the most part to the letter. There's been a few minor changes in the landing gear. I went with a little bit thicker wall tubing. Don't know if I'll ever get to fly out west, so some of that real rough backcountry flying. I hope to, so I want to add a little bit of beef to the landing gear just to make sure that whether I ever get to or not, the plane is fully capable of it. Like I say, the tail is just about done, and but I will be doing a whole lot more build videos when I start getting into some of the unique changes I'm going to make, some ideas I've got to try and make it lighter, just to get maximum performance out of the plane. And I'm going to work on that. But one of the other things is we've been trying to come up with a name for it. I've got my RV4 is foreplay. You got Mike Patey with Draco and Ballistic that he's getting ready to build in Turbulence. And Jonas building Defiant. All these people got cool names for their planes and like that. My other plane's got a cool, pretty cool name, play on words and that. So we've got a couple ideas we've been tossing around, but I'd like to hear your guys' ideas. Throw them in the comments and, give me some ideas for the plane. And, click like, subscribe. And I promise we will be getting some more build videos out, and the content's going to get cooler and cooler as we start getting into some of the more tricky stuff with the plane and stuff that you don't see on, 100 other videos. So I don't want to bore you guys, but have fun. All right, guys, here we are, just over 2 weeks in. The whole basic fuselage structure, outer shape is done, except for one last tube that's going in now, and then millions of fittings in that, but here's the last tube for forming the outer structure of the plane. Alright guys, well since the last video, as you can see, a lot's changed. I got the forward part of the seat mount bracket in, started on the rear mount for the seat, waiting on a little more tubing. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, and we finished up the entire cluster up front, so the motor mount area is all complete. So what we're working on now is the mount for the landing gear system, and hopefully tomorrow or the next day, by this weekend, we'll start working on actually making the landing gear. So what we've done to make sure everything stays perfectly in line, I've still got to mount the other straps on, weld everything up, and then these are the bushings that actually become the upper part of the gear legs. And I actually put them between the mounting brackets, a piece of all thread, so that everything's perfectly in line, perfectly spaced. So once I have the other straps welded in, then all of this will get welded right up with it, and everything will be perfect in line, so you'll have a perfectly rotating gear leg. Alright, so as you guys can see, the shop looks a little bit different. We took the table, cut it up into separate workbenches, mounted some other power tools in that are definitely going to come in handy later. And today is the day we start jigging up the landing gear and start building some landing gear legs. So I'll set this up on a time lapse because this is going to be a long process, but we're going to go ahead, level the fuselage at the right height so that it's directly above where the axle should be. And then the plans call for clamping the axles onto a 2x4 underneath, no toe in, toe out. I figured to be even a little more secure, I went to Home Depot, got some of this extruded for mounting conduit and all of that on. Now the axle sits right in there, and it's guaranteed, better than a clamp, that it's going to be perfectly in line with each other. There will be no toe in, toe out. So this will slide underneath. Then we have to raise the fuselage so that it's exactly 23 inches from the center of the tube here, the axle, to the center of the longeron tubes, with the plane in flight, level flight attitude. So watch along as we knock that out, and now it'll eventually be on its own wheels here before long. Alright, so you guys all know how these videos work. Give it a like if you did, and click that subscribe button, and follow along as I continue to work hard and play harder.